guys, I'm Zoe from Zoe's Fancy Cakes, and in today's video I'm going to be making some little animal themed mini cakes. So I don't know if you guys remember last time we made a pink and a chocolate striped cake, and I had a spare cake left over and I asked you guys what you thought I should make with it, and there were loads of really good suggestions. So I've made extra spare cakes. I'm going to pick my favourite 3 that you guys had suggested for making. So just like the previous cake we made, we're just going to start by stacking our layers, and I'm going to go for a mix of chocolate and vanilla and alternate them. I'm just using some plain buttercream between the layers for these ones. Just making sure the dome shape goes on the top. Now, excuse the fact that I've got a Christmas cake board. It's just to rest this on while we scrape on the buttercream. So we're going to cover the whole thing in buttercream and we're going to give it a bit of a scrape. You can use the flexible smoother to bend and scrape the top of the cake to get the curve as well. And I'll put that in the fridge. While that's in the fridge, I'm going to make some ginger biscuits. And I might not use all these. We'll see. I'm going to make some ears and bits and pieces for the various cakes. So we're actually going to have a go at making a tiger, a pig, and a bee. So I thought I'd have a go with the ginger biscuits for the ears using just basic circle cutters. So I've got a circle, and then we're cutting out like a ring of gingerbread, and then we're going to cut them down with a bigger circle again so that they will sit nicely on the shape of the top of the dome of the cake. And then also some wings for the bee. So the first ones are the ears for my tiger. The second ones I'm going to put little cocktail sticks in, or toothpicks. And these are going to be wings for my bee. Now I'm not sure what I should make them look like. I might do 2 different varieties, and then we'll see what kind of fits best. Now, if I'd have thought about it in advance, I should have really used a vanilla biscuit rather than a ginger biscuit, because ginger biscuit's a little bit darker in colour and my wings would look nice white. So I'm trialing putting in some white caramel. It would be much easier if I'd have just used a vanilla cookie mix. So yeah, vanilla biscuit would probably be a little bit better for this one. And I'm going to do these ones with a cocktail stick in a slightly different position, and I'll see what's going to look best. Now, if you're wondering the recipe for the ginger biscuits, I do have another video showing you how I make ginger biscuits. So I'll put a link in the video now. So just really playing around with shapes for this one. I'm going to have a go at making some number 2s as well, because I wanted to use the tiger cake in with 2022 for Year of the Tiger, although I'm a little bit late with getting this video out for the Chinese New Year. So once they're all done, you can put those in the oven. Usually my ginger biscuits only take about 10 minutes in the oven. So I'm just going to repeat all the same now with my other cakes. The other one's still in the fridge, but we're just going to cover them all in a nice layer of buttercream. Remember guys, the first layer is just our crumb coat, and we're going to go over them again. And you can change up the colours if you want. The one that's going to be the pig, I'm actually doing in pale pink. I don't know how well the pink shows on the video, but it is a pale pink. I just used a pink colour mill to dye the buttercream. And that's also going to get 2 layers as well. So my first cake is out of the fridge, and I have rolled some orange fondant. And I'm just going to stretch this over. I don't think I've rolled it quite long enough, but I should be able to stretch it. This fondant I'm using doesn't tear too easily. And what I'll do is I'll put links in the description box below to everything that I have used in this video. So just try and sort of lift up the creases to sort of smooth them out a little bit if you can. Just going to use my cake smoother there to just go over them a little bit more. And we're going to trim off any extra paste from around the bottom. So this is just ready to roll for icing or fondant. Now my plan was to use these cookie ears that we'd made earlier. So I was going to make them white in the middle, and then I was going to try and ice like around edges with orange, which you can do if you want guys, it's absolutely fine. But when I put them against the tiger, I just thought they look a little bit too big. But if you are going to ice them, don't put too much fondant on there. See if you can keep it fairly thin if you can. So the alternative was to just do the fondant without the gingerbread cookie underneath, which meant I could do it a little bit smaller. Also meant I could fold over the edge a little bit as well. So just so I can show you, the gingerbread ones were quite big. I thought they looked more like the size of kind of, if I was making a koala, an orange koala. So I went for these smaller fondant ones. Just make sure you make 2 of them, 1 for each side, and we are just going to stick them onto our cake here. You can use water, edible glue, piping gel. All of them will work. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut a little piece of white paste. So I've rolled it nice and thin. Want a little curve at the top. And we're going to stick this on the front, so from the bottom coming upwards, and this is going to be sort of his tummy and chest. And then you can just gently cut in some little bits and sort of flick it outwards so it looks more like hair. You can leave it plain as well, you don't have to do that, guys. Next we're going to make the nose, so I'm taking a little piece of white fondant and we're rolling it. I'm going to press it more in the middle than anywhere else, and then I'm going to squish it flat just to give us the shape of his nose. I'm going to take a little sort of sausage shape and we're going to do a little curve, semicircle for underneath the mouth. So we're going to have him with an open mouth. And then I couldn't decide if he looked good with teeth or not. So it's up to you guys if you want teeth on yours or not. And let's do a little triangle, which will be like the hair on his chin. So again, we're just going to cut the edge a little bit with our knife so it looks a little bit more like hair. And that will attach under the mouth bit. I don't think I'm going to add his teeth. I'm undecided still. I'm going to take a teardrop of orange and flatten it down. That's going to go just above the nose, like so. Overlapping onto the white bit. And then a sausage of black, which I'm going to bend to sort of fit across the bottom shape of the orange piece. Flatten it down a little bit. Let's put a little line in the middle. And I'm just going to use the end of my paintbrush to just roll in like a little indentation, semicircle each side. And then I'm going to put a rope of black across the edge of the mouth. So actually that first piece of white fondant I didn't end up using. You know, the little semicircle shape that I made for under the mouth, I didn't use. I've swapped it for black. I think it looks nicer. I'm just going to press in place where I want his eyes to go. So I've put them fairly high up on the cake on this one. So I'm just using a large balling tool for this. And I'm going to fill them with a ball of my orange fondant. Now, if you don't like fondant, guys, you could try doing this one in buttercream, but I would probably still add the additional features in fondant. The only thing is the fondant, if it's heavy, doesn't always cling overly well to the buttercream. I had a few problems when I did the pig, because I did him in buttercream and some of my stuff didn't want to stay in place. So I'm adding piping gel to that nose just to stick it on. Be careful not to get it all over the cake. You can see where I got it on either side of the ears and it's a little bit shiny looking. So he needs like a background colour for the mouth. I'm going to just put in a piece of brown or pink. Now let's go pink. Brown and pink. I'm going to put in a piece of brown and then a smaller piece of pink. And then we're going to stick that sort of little beard area in there. And I am going to put the teeth in. He's going to have teeth. I wasn't going to, but yeah, he's got teeth. I'm going to take a little piece of black fondant for each eye. And I've rolled it into not quite a sausage shape because it's pointier on each end. And then I'm going to bend it so it's curved, arched upwards. He's got closed eyes as this one. And I'm going to roll some thin black paste and we're going to cut out some tiger stripes. It doesn't matter if they're all different sizes, guys, as well for this. I'm going to put some below the ears on each side of the face. And then I'm going to put some on the top of the head. And I'm going to bend the ones on the top of the head a little bit, so changing the shape of them. If they don't stick on their own, remember, you can add some water or edible glue. So you can just keep going with as many stripes as you like. I think I'm happy with that many. I'm going to move on to a tail. I'm going to take a sausage shape of orange and I'm going to add some of my stripes to that as well. Just rolling them around. Just going to press them in a little bit with my smoother. And I've done it long enough that it'll go from the back and just curve around the front. And you can leave him like that, or you can add arms if you want. I think I'm going to give him some little arms. So we'll just take a little piece. I've rolled it thinner in the middle. We're going to cut it in half. So the chunkier end is going to be the hand. Let's press it down a little bit. And then I'm just using the back of the knife to press a couple of indentations in to make it more paw-like. And let's put some tiny circles of white on for the paw pads. We'll do the same on both. I'm just going to put some edible glue or piping gel. It's actually piping gel I'm using today, guys. On the back of the arm, I'm going to press that onto his body. And I'm going to try and bend the hand upwards a little bit if I can. Still pressing it against the body there. And then let's add the other arm. I think this one can be going up to his face. And then we're just going to roll out some fondant really, really thin for decorating those number 2 cookies that we did earlier. I've actually put some piping gel on the cookie now. I'm not sure if it's going to make it soggy or not. I haven't put much on, just a tiny bit. Usually I would use royal icing for this, but I couldn't be bothered making any, which is very lazy of me, I know. So let's just paint on the stripes. So rather than sticking them on with fondant in this one, I decided I'm going to use some edible black powder, and I have just mixed it with some dipping solution. So you can use clear alcohol, rose spirit, lemon essence. It just mixes better than it does with water. I'm going to paint some tiny stripes on his hands as well. I've got that on the brush. So for my bee, I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but using yellow fondant. So we're going to cover that cake. Now I've got a fold in the back I can't get rid of, so I'm just going to snip that with some scissors. So for this one, I'm just going to put in my little eye marks, just using the brush handle that I've got on this one. It's made them slightly more teardrop shaped than my tiger ones. So when I infill the eyes this time, we're going for a teardrop shape. I'm going to go for a tiny little smile, just using the end of my Dresden to put that in. I'm keeping it fairly high up on the face so I've got some space to add stripes. And for the eyelashes, I've got a little bit of black fondant. I've rolled it into a tiny sausage, flattened it. I'm going to cut it in half at a bit of an angle. I'm just going to give that a minute to start firming up because it's fondant and it's quite soft. So in the meantime, I'm just going to roll a little piece that's going to fill the mouth indentation that I put in. And let's give it some pink cheeks on this one. So this is edible dust, and I realise it does look like an eyeshadow palette, but it is edible food dust disguise that I'm using. And then let's stick these eyelashes on. So I've got the thinner end towards the centre of the face, and then the edge that I cut at a diagonal goes on the outside edge, and we'll do the same on both eye. I've stuck this one on back to front. Let's turn it around. Okay, so face on. Let's do some stripes now for this bee. It's up to you the thickness you want to add them. I think I'm just going to get 2 on here. So I'm covered in black fondant now. So I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to cover the ginger biscuits that I made earlier. I've decided to use these ones where I put the cocktail stick in at the side of it rather than on the pointy bit, because it just fits better against my cake. So I'm going to try and make the same shape now in white fondant. I've tried to go as thin as I can with it, and we're just going to stick them on there like so. We're going to push these into the sides, hold them in place, like so. I'm just going to push a couple of little holes in the head so it can have little, are they antennas? Are they called antennas? There's little bits that stick out the top of the head. I don't even know if a bee has these or not, but mine does. So some little pieces that we can just stick in there. You can leave them out for 10 minutes to firm up if you want before you stick them in, because if you're using fondant like me, it's going to be very soft. A little pointy bit for its bee sting. And I'm going to make a couple of little hands. So the same kind of shape as we did for the tiger, but I'm going much smaller. And actually, a bee has got more arms and legs than a tiger. So I'm going to do 6. I think that's how many a bee has got. I'm going to do 4 that are more like hands and then 2 more like feet. So the feet ones, they're almost like I'm not sure what kind of shape to describe it. I was going to say an S, but it's not curvy enough for an S. It's got 2 bends in it. Put a little thumb mark in each of the hands. We're just going to stick these on in place on the front. Now they show better on the yellow than they do on the black, but it's up to you whereabouts you want to place them. And then the little legs going at the bottom there. Now my antennas didn't want to just stick in, so I've ended up putting a little cocktail stick inside them because they were just a bit soft, just to hold them in place. But don't let anybody eat those. It is important that you take those cocktail sticks out. So there it is, there's our bee finished. Next to the pig. So I've added a second layer of pink to my pig. So just buttercream this one. I'm not going to add fondant. I'm just going to take it off this Christmas board and stick it on a smaller one, which I should have really done before creating it. So we're just going to make now a fondant nose. Now you'll notice there is actually a dollop of buttercream on the top of its head. I thought it might look like a little tuft of hair. You want to, with your fondant or your sugar paste, go fairly small with the nose, fairly thin, because the weight will not stick overly well to the fondant if if it's too heavy. So we're just going to make our little pig nose. So I've just done an underneath bit of the mouth, a similar kind of thing to what we did with the tiger. And I'm going to push this on here. Now, my cake has just come out of the fridge, so it's got a bit of condensation on it where it's starting to go to room temperature. So the nose should stick on its own. And then I've got 2 little arches in black. They're going to be the eyes later. I'm going to do a little curl for the tail. Now my nose is wanting to slide, so what I'm going to do is just put some cocktail sticks underneath it until everything sets, and then I can just remove them and it should be fine. So I'm sticking on those eyes. I'm just going to add a bit of pink luster dust. So again, we're using the edible ones
to the nose and to the cheeks. Now, it does add to the buttercream if the buttercream is pretty firm. You don't want to stick your brush into fresh buttercream because it's just going to make a mess of your brush. Then we're going to make some little ears for this guy. So we're going to start with some teardrops. I'm just going to press in the middle of each ear with my paintbrush just to give them a bit of shape, and then we're going to cut off each bottom bit at a bit of an angle so that that will stick against the side of our head. I'm just going to brush the middles with a bit of pink paste, and then I'm going to push these in place. Now, because the nose slid, what I'm going to do for the ears is I'm just going to put a cocktail stick within those ears and press them in, just to avoid them sliding down on the cake. And we're going to make this guy some little hands. It's got little trotters. So I'm keeping them a bit wider at the end this time, and we'll put a little line in for like the toes. I'll put a little bit of pink dust on. And I'm going to stick these in place. Again, if they're too heavy, they're not going to stay. And we're just going to do exactly the same with the feet, guys. Pop his feet on there. And he's all finished. So once that's set, I'm going to remove those cocktail sticks. But which one did you guys prefer? I had some really nice suggestions from you all for different animal ideas. If you want to see me make more of this kind of shape cake, but in different animals, let me know, and I'll have a go at doing some more as well, guys. I think my favourite is the tiger. The pig's my least favourite.
Okay guys, so these are the three. I think maybe a frog would have looked good. Maybe I'll do more another time. If you want to see me do more, let me know in the comments below. And again, give me suggestions as to what you'd like to see me make, especially with this kind of shaped cake. And do you prefer it in fondant or buttercream? I know a lot of you guys that watch aren't keen on fondant, but you probably tell from the video, these fondant ones were far easier for me than the buttercream one. So at the moment, I've still got the cocktail sticks in there until the buttercream has a chance to crust over, and then hopefully that will hold these in place. You guys will see in a minute if it held it in place or not, and then I'm going to cut into them, see what they look like inside.
And if you're wondering why my hands look a little bit hairier than usual, they're Richard's hands, they're not mine. So I had to travel away for work before I had a chance to cut the cakes, which was actually the very next day. So Richard has kindly cut into these for me, and I'm pretty sure my dad will be eating most of these as well. But I'm really pleased with how these little things turned out. They weren't cakes that took very long. They were nice and easy to make, and I think they're definitely something that's fun to make with the kids. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you for my next YouTube tutorial. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and more.